Hello and welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 343. I'm Laura, also known as Lala.
I'm Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les. It is Tuesday, April 11th, 2017. We're recording late because Laura's a drama queen.
I am. So to coin a knit more girls, I'm going to do a 1-minute quick health update. So Tuesday after we recorded, I went to work as per usual, and I was trying to diffuse a situation. That's my cat. He's just wandering around. Mm-hmm. And I restrained a young lady who was trying to fight another young lady. And she kind of twisted out of my reach. And as I twisted, my knee popped. And I sprained my MCL. So I'm on crutches, which is super fun. And I have a very sexy knee brace that is giant. Leslie came to my rescue because my boss wanted me to go in an ambulance. And I was like, no, my friend, I'll wake her up. She'll come get me. Because it happened at like 7:05 in the morning. So I got to ride on a stretcher to Leslie's car.
A stretcher from like the 60s, I think.
And she loaded me up and we went to Campbell Clinic. And they did the x-rays and all that. And so I have a sprained MCL and I go back. I get the brace and the crutches for a while. And then I go back next Thursday for a return visit to check everything out. So hopefully it will all be good. That's the plan. We will see. So that's it. That's my 1-minute quick health update. Pearl goes in for her, Pearl, my dog, goes in for her heartwork treatment next Wednesday. So she goes in, I get to take her in on crutches. Also very cool. And we're going to go from there. So hopefully everything will heal quickly. Thank you everyone who left me really sweet messages. And I posted on Instagram and I asked people what they like to watch when they were not able to do anything else. Because I was off work for 2.5 days. Mm-hmm. I got lots and lots of kind notes. So thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. All right, now on to the knitting. Would you like to go first or would you like me to go first? Is my dog making noise?
Yeah, she sounded like she was going to be sick, but then she was fine. I'll go. So I've got a bunch of random knitting this week. Starting with last week, I had just started my April Desert Vista Dye Works socks. I finished one last night while I was rewatching Vin Diesel in The Witch Hunter.
I've never seen that film.
I'm pretty sure I saw it in the theaters, which is kind of terrible. Because it's as...
Because it's a terrible film or
yes.
because it's old?
No.
Or both?
It's Vin Diesel. So, it's about... He looks really pretty, but...
I don't know. He was in The Pacifier, so...
I don't know that I've ever seen that one.
Oh. Vin Diesel as a babysitter.
Oh, yeah, I've definitely not seen that. So I finished one last night. This one's for me. I did a simple... It's a top down with 72 stitches in the round. And I did a simple slip stitch heel, flap, and finished it last night. I almost ran out of...
Ooh, the light blue.
The light blue. I've got like 3 stitches in dark on the toe. But I figured nobody's going to look that close, plus whatever. And I've started the second one. I cast on the second one immediately.
Look at you.
And I am almost finished with the ribbing. I've got one more stripe, and then I will be finished with the ribbing. So this is in Desert Vista Dye Works in the Vizio base. Oh,
Lightning Struck Heart.
Yep, the Lightning Struck Heart is the colorway. And this is one that I recommended in her monthly contest.
Yeah.
And it won, so I got a free skein. Yay.
Excellent.
And let's see, what else?
Or you have more than one thing. Go you.
I do. So I knit a little bit on my Meraki tank. I knit more than a little bit, but it only looks like a little bit. So I had about 1 inch from my marker last time, and I'm about, sorry, this is all tangled. I'm about maybe 2.5 inches.
Yeah.
From where my 14-inch marker was and where I'm trying to get to about 17 to 18 inches. So I'm getting close.
Yeah.
This is my marker right there. This is in Plymouth Nettle Grove, which
pretty.
is a blend fiber. And this is the top.
Oh, there you go. There's the contrast.
Yeah, so it's enough that you can tell it's a different color, but not enough that it's like sticks out too much.
Yeah.
For my personal
Well, they're both
tastes.
metallics, so they kind of blend a little bit.
So it's Nettle Grove by Plymouth. It's cotton, linen, nettle fiber, and silk.
It's got a nice drape to it, it looks like.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I've still got it's just so short. Still got a bit to go.
What size needles are you using with that?
These are 6s, I think, which are 4mm. Yep, 4mm needles. Yeah. I think the pattern called for 5s. I almost always have to go up at least one needle size. And then the final project, which is here in my bag, I cast on yesterday.
Pearl's gonna help you. Look,
she's very excited because I'm moving around. Don't wake the baby. That's the rule.
That is the rule in this house.
Quince & Company Kestrel. They came out with some new colors and like a week of new patterns.
Yeah.
And a couple weeks back. So I ordered some in the Ebb Tide colorway.
It's like a denim-y blue.
Yeah. So this is what it looks like. This is not, it comes in skeins, but I was wanding this while I was watching Hannibal on Amazon Prime earlier today. Because when I work from home, as I'm running different scripts and things, I can watch television sometimes. Oh, tell me this is not a Mobius. No, it's not. Okay.
We've already had one Mobius this week.
That one.
There's no room for more Mobiuses.
So this is, it's the Broad Turn tank. I'm pretty sure it's by Isabel Kramer.
So it looks like it's longer on one side than the other.
It's
okay.
high-low, but not by a lot. It's only by about an inch.
How did you accomplish the high-low?
It's knit in pieces. Well, I mean, you knit the back hem until it's the length it needs to be, and then you cable cast on a bunch of stitches and then join it together in the round.
That's interesting.
So, I've only done a few rows in the round because winding the yarn actually took quite a while. And so this is a chain yarn.
Yeah.
Which means, actually, I can show you what this means. So in our group, one of the lovely folks suggested a specific type of a join.
I think it was a Russian join.
Yes, for this yarn because it's a chain yarn. And typically for a Russian join, you split the plies and then you sort of splice them back on themselves. And because this is
you like sew through, don't you? A little bit?
you yes.
Okay.
You take half the plies of the old yarn, half the plies of the new yarn. You sort of splice them together, and then you take the other half from each side and sort of sew it into the other. So it gets secured that way. This is a chain yarn. So it actually like pulls out.
Yeah, so as you're pulling it, it's coming apart.
Yes.
It's almost woven.
And it's sort of like in the round, right? And it makes you think of an I-cord. And you can actually do a Russian join with this by pulling out the ends of each, the old and the new. I had to get a magnifying glass out. No kidding, because it's really fine yarn.
It's tiny, yeah. It's like sewing thread.
And Russian joining the two against each other. But once you do it, it's completely seamless. And Olga Jazzy has a video out there on how to do it. And that's what I watched. It's in last week's episode thread.
Yeah.
And thank you to the lady who recommended it. I can't remember her Rav name, but her face is sort of sideways in her avatar. Like I remember what it looks like, but I can't remember the name of the person. But anyway, thank you, nameless person with the sideways face. So that is the other thing that I've been working on. And this recommends a size 9 needle, but I had to go up to a 10.
Oh, wow.
And even then, I wasn't, like, I should have gone up probably to a 10.5, but I didn't want to. So I just did math to compensate. If it doesn't fit me, it'll fit somebody.
That's true, but I think it'll...
Yeah, and this one is meant to be worn over, like the armholes are very deep, so it's definitely not something you could wear on its own.
Well, and the fabric's pretty loose.
Yeah.
So it would be hard to...
I mean, if you wanted to, sure. But I'm not quite...
Judgment free here.
I'm not quite that confident, I suppose. But yeah, so that's what I've been working on. And that's the entirety of my crafting this week because, I don't know, I just sort of had sort of a lack of mojo.
So when we went to the doctor's, we had recorded the night before, so all my knitting was here because I didn't bother putting it back in my bag. So I had no knitting, and that made me super duper sad. And then we got back, and I was knitting with painkillers, and I looked down at my sweater, and I was like, I think this is a Mobius. So Leslie and I tried to fiddle with it. It was a Mobius. It wasn't being able to be fixed.
Yeah.
So I recast, so I ripped all that out. I had gotten through the ribbing. And I recast on the worsted Boxy, which is this. And it is being knit out of this crazy bright Malabrigo, which is a single. They're worsted. So it's like a felted single almost. And this is like exactly what you should not use for this. So for sweaters, like you shouldn't use a single ply because they're more likely to pill. Merino is more likely to pill. So I'm going into this knowing that this is going to be a fairly pilly sweater. And what I did was I did a split hem. So I cast on the front stitches and knit the ribbing, and then I cast on the back stitches and knit the ribbing and just join them together. So that way I knew it wasn't going to be a Mobius.
Plus I like the look of split hems.
Yeah. So it's got a wee little split hem. I did increase the ribbing depth. It's only supposed to be 4 total rows, and I did 8, which is around 1.5 inches, because I don't want it to flip up, especially with the split hem. I am in the never-ending stockinette part of this sweater now. So it is around 9 inches. I just finished with my first 2 skeins. I am alternating skeins, so every other row I'm using a different skein. And I just finished with the first 2. Well, that's a lie. I have this much left on one. And then I started on a 3rd skein. So the body of the sweater up to like the armpits is 19 inches, and that should take right around 4 skeins. And then I have 6 total skeins. So I'll have 1 skein for the front and back, or 1.5, and then half a skein for the sleeves. So I'm feeling...
sleeves are a little short.
Yeah. So they start at actually your elbow, and they just go a little bit.
Yeah.
And they're fairly tight, and that's done intentionally.
Because the rest of the sweater is very loose.
Yes. It's very oversized. I am doing the sleeve size that's like 11, because that's about what this measurement is, and that's the measurement I'm using to base the rest of it. So we'll see how it comes out. If it looks crazy, then it'll just be my wear around the house sweater. My like blanket sweater for cozy winter days. So that's really the only thing that I've worked on. And I haven't been working on a whole lot because I was a little bit concerned that pain meds would throw off my gauge. And so my coworkers were like, man, I bet you got a lot of knitting done. And I was like, well, not really. Because I was a little bit concerned. But on Sunday, I figured out that I could prop up my leg and use the mini spinner.
Seriously, ridiculous, but yeah.
And so I applied... Oh, I have your bobbins to get back to you. The Into the World, which was the last... No, this was 2 times ago Patreon prize that I really need to mail out. And it's gotten its wash, and it's ready to roll. It is 320 yards of a 2-ply. It was fractally spun, so you can see all the barber pulley goodness. It is Into the World on Falkland, and it is the Serenity colorway. I spun the singles on Leslie's flat iron because I wanted to try out her flat iron, and I was over at her house as I stole this fiber from her stash. But I have it somewhere, and I'll replace it when I find it.
I'll never remember, or I don't have my fiber stash tracked like I do my yarn stash. Yeah.
So I started spinning on the mini spinner something else, but then my knee swelled and I decided it's time for a break. So I'm gonna try to get some spinning done because I do owe some Patreon prizes, but hopefully that will start getting done. I do have Friday and Monday off, but Leslie and I are going to Knoxville to visit my mom, and Dad. So
And the long arm.
and the long arm machine, so Leslie can quilt all the things.
Yes.
So Leslie's driving.
Oh, am I?
Well, I can try. It's kind of. I mean, I struggle sometimes to get the 5 minutes to work, but I mean, I could try.
Wow, that Catholic guilt is amazing.
And so I intend maybe to get the sweater done in the car, hopefully. That's the plan. It's super boring, so I've been watching a lot of the shows y'all recommended as I knit on.
Oh, you need to tell Wheezy to set his DVR to record Drag Race so we can watch it.
Ooh. Yeah, we can do that on Friday. I don't need to tell him anything. I can use the remote once I get there.
Oh, okay.
Because it's Friday night, and we'll get there Friday morning. We're going Friday, right?
Yeah, we're not getting there. It's like a 7-hour drive. We're not getting there in the morning. What time do you think we're leaving?
No, like, we're leaving Friday, like, early afternoon. We'll get there before. It doesn't
Yeah,
start
we'll
till
get there
8.
before it airs, but you said that we'll get there Friday morning.
Oh, no. We're leaving Friday morning.
You have to clarify with Laura because she's lived with her father for a long time, and her father is it's 5 a.m. Why are you not in the car yet?
Well, that is true. If I was driving, it would be 5 a.m. and we would be in the car because I'd be up anyways for work. Yeah. Because sleeping in is not something we do in this house. The pets wake me up. Like, actually, I could tell that, like, the knee was really bothering me because I slept, like, on Sunday, I think I slept until 8, which is unheard of for me. Like, crazy unheard of. Anyway, I'm up at 5:30 every morning for work because I have to be there by, like, 6:30. It is what it is. You've been reading some. I have not been reading a ton. And what I've been reading is total trash because that's what I'm in the mindset for.
Well, I've been listening to the Raven cycle, sorry. I'm on the 4th book now, which is The Raven King. It's the last one. Really sad that it's going to end. I've got 2 hours and 10 minutes left on the series. That's Audible that I'm listening to. And then I'm going to have my son listen to it because I really like it. It surprised me in a lot of ways I hadn't expected, which I guess is the essence of what a surprise is, but it's very good. Like, it's very good, and it's based around high schoolers, which I tried not to get into too many books that are around high schoolers, but it's very good. Let's see, what else? I reread Sarah King Outer Bounds series, which is science fiction, really good. I'm dying for a new book for her to come out. She lives in Alaska in, like, the wildlands and puts out, like, a book a year or something.
Yeah.
And then I reread The Madness of Lord Ian Mackenzie.
That's a good one, actually.
Yeah. I was in the mood for, like, fluff, but, like, fluff that I knew was good fluff.
Yeah, like historical romance fluff.
So I reread that one.
But that goes into, like, how autism was treated in the early
as insanity,
18th century. Yeah. And it was for a long time.
But, it's pretty much what I've been doing. And I've been watching Hannibal on Amazon Prime. But I found that it's kind of like The Walking Dead. I can only watch a couple of episodes before I get depressed and have to watch something else.
That's how I'm with Midsummer Murder. So I can watch, like... Plus, they're, like, an hour and a half each.
Oh, yeah.
So I can watch a couple and then I'm pretty much done. But really, that's it. We were going to draw for Patreon prizes, but I'm here and Leslie's spreadsheet is at her house.
Yeah, and I mean, it's digital. Of course, we could definitely manage it, but it's a lot easier to manage everything at my house.
Hopefully next week I'll be able to go up Leslie's stairs.
We'll see. Yeah, I mean, that's something that's why we're recording at Laura's, because at my house, this studio is up a flight of, like, I don't know, 15, 20 steps of carpet that's loose. And the last thing I need is Laura's crutches catching a loose section of carpet and her breaking her nose on the stairs.
I think I could do it. Definitely up, and then on the way down, I'll just go down on my bottom.
I used to do that on my grandma's stairs.
Yep.
So yeah, that's why we're recording at Laura's again. Not that I mind, because my air conditioning is still not fixed, and it's hot at my house. I don't know why I'm singing everything.
That's true too. But hopefully it'll get fixed soon.
Yeah, all the parts have been ordered. We're just waiting for everything to come in. So
okay.
That's it. That's all I got.
I think that's it. It's a short episode this week, but we did want to put out an episode just to give you guys an update, so you didn't think that we disappeared off the face of the planet too.
Yes.
We will have more information about. We're waiting on our people to send us the prototype for the yarn.
For the anniversary kits.
For the anniversary kits. So we'll have more information about that coming shortly. Mm-hmm. And I think that's about it. Is there anything else?
Well, you woke the baby.
Well, she's up. I mean, I was sleeping earlier and she kept jumping on me. Yeah. So she was waking the baby then. It's all...
She's like, Mama, I slept all day. Get up, get up, get up, get up.
It's all subjective in this house. Yeah, and then I closed her out of the bedroom because I'm a mean mom sometimes.
Like, didn't you work on your Dios de la Muerto socks?
I did, but they're in a bag somewhere.
Okay.
I mean, I got one color repeat during RuPaul's Drag Race done, so I'll show you guys those. Those will go with me this weekend, and hopefully I'll get a little bit more production done. Also, so I can't do state testing because I can't walk around a room. So now... Oh, this is more fun. So now, like, each kid gets, like, an entrance ticket, like, with their passcode to get on the computer thing. Mm-hmm. So now I'm in charge of cutting all those out.
Oh. I have one of those giant paper cutters. Okay, I was going to say.
I have a slide one, which if you're going to buy a new paper cutter, the slide one's excellent. But, yeah, that's my new task. It'll be fine, but I'm hoping I can sneak in some knitting time. We'll see.
Oh, you know what we should do on the anniversary kits? We should do like,
should get grabbed by, you can't see Pearl, but she's totally grabbing Leslie by the arm.
When she wants attention, she knows how to get it. We should do scratch off tickets and have like 2 prizes in the scratch off tickets where it's like $50 gift certificate to wherever you want or something.
Oh, that would be fun. We could do free patterns from my Ravelry. We could do a bunch of different things. Yeah. That'd be fun. We do like scratch off tickets.
Yes.
It makes us super happy. It is fun. There's a U.S. map that you can scratch off the places that you've been. And it popped up on Instagram ads, and I was like, oh, Michael needs that. And me. But anyway.
All right. Well, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week. We probably won't record again until Tuesday because we'll be driving back on Monday.
Yep.
So next week's episode will be late as well. But yeah, that's it. We hope you guys have a nice week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.